walking in any place and, you know, they haven't been fair at all. You know, they've played at Kansas, they've played at Florida, they've played at Kentucky, they've played at Missouri, they've played, oh, you name it, they've played in it. So that should greatly assist us as we continue to move forward.
Bring in Tyler for the three-point shooting, you know, good ball distributor, but just how much of an impact is an older guy like that going to have on a Trey Moss, who, you know, obviously played a lot last year, but could probably use some pointers here and there?
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the biggest things that not just Trey, but everybody has to understand is, you know, the old adage, iron sharpens iron. One of the best ways to improve, you improve three ways. One, skill development, putting in the time. Two, the direction you receive from your coaches. And three, competition, who you go against every day. And that's only going to help all of us. But the road that Tyler's traveled, the experience that he has, should help all those guards. Should help Ryan as a freshman, should help Trey as a sophomore. But we got to count on that for multiple guys. But I think the one thing that is clear is that Tyler's desire to play a bigger role and be even a bigger leader and different things like that is he's been given that opportunity here, and I think he's going to make the most of it.
On the Russ again, is your approach almost like an injury? You don't have him, and you're not sure if you're going to have him. Do you have an expectation of having him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful every day. You know what I mean? We check multiple times a day on his, and like I said, in contact with him multiple times a day. We're going to get him back. All right, we're going to get him back, but in the meantime, it's an opportunity for other guys to, you know, maybe get some more playing time and compete and play and practice and different things like that. And I know, again, the biggest thing is just, it's put him in a difficult situation academically, basketball-wise, and the family. So when he gets here, things will be able to do whatever we need to do. My biggest concern is just what's happening for the young man right now.
What's his mental state?
He's been good. You know, I'll be honest, I over the last couple of weeks, a little more frustrated because I think some of the communication we got back seemed like it was going to be completed, and it just hasn't happened. And maybe the lack of information that he's received is he get a little frustrated and so forth. But as I said, I had a Zoom meeting with him this morning. He was in good spirit. It's morning for us. It's not morning for him. He's in good spirits, surrounded by, I think, the 13 or 14 people that are living in the house that he's in right now. Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, different things like that. But we got to get him back here. It's the best thing for him.
Coach, you touched on it earlier when you were discussing your pace and your defense that you played last year. What aspects of your on-the-court play last year are you looking to take into this season?
The good aspects from last year, you know, I've stated many times that we are top 50 in the country defensively, which is hard to do when you were as poor as we were on offense. It does show a character trait of our guys that they continue to grind on the defensive end and try to really win some games on the defense, because offensively, even when we produce quality shots, we had a kind of a, you know, everybody had a bad shooting year, so you got to figure out ways. So we have to still be really good defensively and on the defensive glass. But what we need to do is turn that into offensive opportunities, and that's one area that we were not able to do last year, and that we got to do. We can't take one of our greatest assets and not turn that into scoring opportunities for us. And I think that's going to be a quality step forward for us this year.
Coach Scott was here last week talking about Byron Matos and the transition he's making from the hardwood to the gridiron. Could you talk about what a young man he was, the coach, for you to coach? And obviously he's got quite an athletic background with baseball too.
Yeah, you know, I think the one thing that you could count on Byron on a daily basis was the energy that he brought, the positive energy that he brought. I do think he was searching to try to find what maybe the best fit for him was. And again, another guy that due to some situations in the 2 previous years, maybe never got the developmental piece as a basketball player that he would normally have gotten, but he brought great energy every single day. Obviously a physical presence every single day. And when he asked, could he try in the spring for football, I said, I have no problem with that. You got to make sure Coach Scott is okay with it. You know what I mean? I just thought, when my first conversation, I think he just thought he was just going to go out there and just start playing. You know what I mean? And I told him, there's a lot of differences. You know what I mean? But to Coach Scott's credit and his program's credit, they welcomed him with open arms, gave him the opportunity. He's got all the athletic traits that you would want for a defensive end, right? He's got great size, great speed, great strength. He just needs to learn the game. He never probably put the helmet on backwards the first time he tried to put it on, you know what I mean? But he's a good enough kid and a hard enough worker and picks up things pretty well. We had no issues with him, picking up our system and different things like that last year. So, and again, everything's open for us. It's just, with the rules, he has to go on to a football scholarship. You know what I mean? So, and we keep close tabs on him. He's part of our family. So our guys, are always pulling for him and talking. If there's a clip on Twitter or one of the social media sites regarding Byron, they're on top of it, man, right away.
Well, there are a number of two-sport athletes, even at the highest level of collegiate athletics. Have you, in your coaching experience, had somebody leave to go to another sport prior to Byron?
No, but I've been fortunate to coach multiple guys or recruit multiple guys that came to play football but also play basketball. At Michigan State, but Mateen originally was going to play both, but then broke his back, and so he didn't play football at Michigan State. Then we had Matt Trannon, who at the time of his graduation was the all-time leading receiver at Michigan State. He played all 4 years at Michigan State basketball. Lorenzo Guess, who I think is now an assistant coach for Cincinnati, he played both at Michigan State. Then I went to Northwestern, and we were so bad the first year, we had Napoleon Harris, who played in the NFL, came and played basketball for us, 6'3" power forward. The only guy that shot on that team was Eschmeyer anyway, so it didn't matter. We just needed another body out there, and he did a great job. We had a walk-on, Tim Bobrakis at Michigan State that was recruited to play both and decided just to play basketball. Dayton, it wasn't an issue, and that we didn't have any at Georgia Tech. So this would be our first here, you know what I mean? It's the first to flip the other way, you know what I mean? But some guys, that they can definitely do it, and we never got to coach them, but obviously a good friend of mine, Stan Heath, had Antonio Gates that never played it down in college football. And then we did have one guy at Georgia Tech, played for us, was a transfer from Mississippi State, played for us as a grad transfer, and then went into football. DeMarco Cox, his cousin was the Cox that played for, I think, Philadelphia, the Eagles. So